my sewing allowance is 1.5. Then remember that from this place, this point to the hip, from the waist to the hip is 8 inches. Do not forget. Then for the total length, take the total length from here to the hem into 17. Then mark, and then when you mark 17 here, mark 17, you connect. So connect the point from the hip, from the waist to the hip, then to the full length. Then your hem allowance should be like 1 inch hem allowance. Then you connect the point from here to here with your pencil. Then your 1 inch hem allowance, using your tape, you also connect the 1 inch hem allowance. Then the next thing you do is go for your dart, measure like 2.5 inches here, and then half here, come down 4.5, and then connect. The next thing you do is to cut out. So when you cut out and spread, this is what you get. Then for the back, also fold fabric into 2, then make space for your zip, for your zipper placement. Then like 1 inch, just come in 1 inch before placing your front pattern. So that becomes the one for your back pattern. Then you now trace everything and then cut out. When you trace everything and cut out, you open here up for the zipper placement. So you now have, when you spread, this is what you get after cutting out. So this is what you get when you open up the fold with your scissors. This is side back. This is the side back 1 and side back 2. So that is it for your straight skirt. If you want to get your pencil skirt, it's simple. Just measure in 2 inches from the hem. Measure in 2 inches or 2.5, depending on how pencil you want your skirt to be. This is your 2 inches here. Measure in your 2 inches here. This is your 2 inches here. Place your tape well so you don't miss out your measurement here. Then connect it to the hip. Don't touch the hip at all if you are tapering. Don't touch the hip. Of course, because of the allowance, there is 1.5 inches. 1.5 inch. You have to count in the 1.5 inch. You have to count in the 1.5 first here before going in by 2.5, or rather, okay, no, just measure in, since you are still, the 1.5 is still working here, you are still holding it, measure in that your 2 inches, then connect it to your hip. Measure in 2 inches and connect it to the hip, because you are still, when you are sewing, you still sew the 1.5 as your seam allowance. So there's no need to touch the 1.5. Just go in 2 inches or 2.5, depending on how pencil you want your skirt to be. Then you connect. You connect it with your skirt curve. This is your skirt curve. You connect it from the hip point to that point. Don't miss out. So when you connect, this is what you get. Then you cut out the excess from that 2.5 and then